Pipes, I guess.
Pipes.
Pipe.
This plumber has pipes.
That shall be the music of the pipes.
Hey guys, my name's DocJade. Do you wish that Factorio had more fluids? Or do you wish that Factorio had less fluids, but you're a masochist? Well, this is the run for you. If you would like to play this mod yourself, links are in the description. Let's get started. As per usual, I'll remove some spaceship debris, chop down a few trees, and set up burner miners, although that one doesn't rhyme. This mod adds 3 new items: the pneumatic exhaust, the pneumatic intake, and the filtered intake. I will not be using the filter intake at all. The pneumatic exhaust takes items out of the pipes and puts them directly into buildings, and the intake does the opposite. But we won't be able to use those for a little bit. First we have to get enough iron to build all the pipes we'll need. A significant portion of this run will be just laying pipe, but luckily I've practiced extensively with your mother. Time to set up power production. I was going to run a pipe for coal, but you actually need power to use the intakes and exhausts, so I'll have to hand feed it for now. Assuming I don't forget all the materials I need. There we go. Now I'll hook up the coal pipe. Never mind, underground pipes are expensive, I'll do it later. Now that we have power, let's set up some electric mining drills. The pneumatic intakes don't send items into the pipe one at a time, so we have to wait for 10 ore to be mined before it'll be turned into a fluid. The exhausts output items in stacks of 10 as well. Not unlike belts, it's easy to tell when you need more furnaces, since you can see the fluid level in the pipes rise. Now that we've got a decent amount of iron, we can start working on a tileable design for the furnaces. It's pretty easy to design, but the wooden power poles aren't quite long enough to reach all the inputs, so I'll have to add gaps. There we go. I'll also upgrade coal mining to electric. I will put an output right next to the miners for easy access though. Iron supply is slowly ramping up, but since this run will be so iron heavy, I'll scale up the iron a bit earlier than usual. I still need to run a pipe for coal, but I'm lazy. I expanded the smelting array again to stockpile some more iron, but I realized I'm building right on top of the iron patch, so I tore it all down and moved it. I made a new design for mining the ore, but apparently you have to line up with the arrow on the mining drills. But now that I think of it, that makes sense, since the drills don't have an internal item buffer for the intakes to steal from. There we go. I'm going to just eyeball the furnaces and miners since I don't want to manually count out the ratios. While upgrading coal again, power died. I'm still not running a pipe though, I'll use a chest as a buffer. After plugging in coal, we've got iron plates again. We should probably expand copper production too, but nothing fancy yet, just some more burner mining drills. Pollution is starting to spread a decent ways away from the base, so let's take out these biters preemptively. I have a really bad habit of rushing nests without enough preparation. Luckily I can shoot a gun and go fishing at the same time, all while having my face ripped off by some biters. Fish spam is so unbelievably powerful. I win. There's another nest up north, but without a lake nearby to fish in, I'll have to bring some turrets with me, so let's research those. Before I take them out, a few things to do first. I'll research automation and then finally set up that coal pipeline. Then I'll expand our iron smelting. After procrastinating for a bit, the pollution has finally reached the north nest, so let's go deal with it. There's automation. I'll finish setting up that smelting array. Okay, time to start automating. Let's set up pipes first. Super easy, just need iron. There we go, fully automated pipes. I even get to put the pipes in the pipes. Time to set up the bus. Yep, pipe bus. Anything is a bus if you try hard enough. Iron on the bus. Next up is copper. Let's set up a real mining setup and smelting array. There we go. This should be enough for now. Copper on the bus. Now for a controversial choice. Gears on the bus. Yes, I'm one of those weirdos that likes pre-producing gears. There we go. Next up is green circuits. This design is reminiscent of oil refineries, but I do use more compact designs later. It is super nice to have the freedom to build buildings wherever you want. Since the pipes flow in every direction, you can just connect anything from anywhere. It's super convenient. Now we're making green circuits, but we need more power, so let's double it and give it to me. Okay, one more boiler. Green circuits on the bus. I was expecting the fluidized items to show up in the Fluids tab in the production menu, but nope, they're still counted as regular items. Next up, I'll automate the exhausts and intakes, including the unused filter one, because I like wasting resources. We're starting to run low on iron plates, so let's expand iron ore mining. Might as well build some more copper. And low power again. There we go. Time for some more iron production. Again. But as I'm working on that, the biters take a swing at our boilers. Pipes are actually a pretty decent layer of protection for the buildings, so that's nice. I'll slap some turrets down here for now, and we can build some real defenses later. Let's finish up the furnaces. And more furnaces need more ore. Now let's finally get started on science. Yes, I know we're 2 hours in. Be quiet. There's red science. I'll put the labs right here for now. First up is walls. I'd like to stockpile some for when we actually need to build a wall. Let's set up stone mining and brick smelting next. Except we are rudely interrupted by a small biter attack. I'll leave that turret there and set up some ammo production. Back to the stone mine. After hooking it up to power, we can start working on brick smelting. Never mind. We need to be a bit more vigilant, so I'll throw down a radar. I'll finally finish building the smelting array. There we go. More turrets, then I'll set up wall production. Then I'll research military so I can unlock the submachine gun. Then I'll set up turret production so we can stockpile them as well. Now I'll take out the nearest biter base. Despite that, we still keep getting attacked, so there must be something to the northwest. Well, I guess it's time for a wall then. I'll set up more labs to finish researching projectile damage, set up some assemblers for ammo production, and then we can run a pipeline of ammo north and start working on a wall design. I'm going for another chunk-aligned wall design, but straight lines are boring, so I spend a bit toying with a few wall designs. Eventually, I settle on this wavy wall design reminiscent of scoliosis. And there's projectile damage, so let's start blueprinting the wall. Ammo supply probably won't be able to keep up while we're building, but that's okay. Hey, wait a second! Most of the outputs were wrong. I'll fix that. And I'll also double the output. I have a feeling we'll need it. So, slight problem with the turrets. Each turret holds 10 ammo, which is fine, but the exhausts hold an additional 200 ammo. So each turret takes over 800 iron plates to fill. Yeah, this might take a while. Foreshadowing? Maybe. I'll make blueprints for the inner and outer corners of the wall, then I'll finish pasting them all the way around the base. I'll start placing pipes and a few turrets in key areas. Then we can start working on steel, then steel axe, because mining faster is cool. And there's steel. On the bus it goes. Steel axe. Next up is heavy armor. The pipes for ammo are still backing up. I foresee this taking a long time. Heavy armor is done, so let's make a set of it, then get rid of one of the nests to the north. So, iron plates and ammo are definitely going to be our downfall. Let's focus on cranking out as much as possible before the biters start attacking again. We'll also work our way through the tech tree some more. Lamps, electronics, and weapon shooting speed. Now we're smelting iron faster than we can mine it, so let's squeeze out as much iron as we can from this patch. There's weapon shooting speed. Next up is green science. We've got a full chest of walls now, so let's get started on that wavy wall. If you pay close attention here, you may notice that I turn purple. This is due to me typing in the /color purple command. Anyways, about half of the walls for the wall are placed, but there's a ton of trees in the way of the left half. So I'll research grenades and blow the trees up like a true American. Since you still need belts and inserters to craft green science, we're gonna have to make some. But don't worry, you can't actually place these items no matter how hard you try. Military 2 is done. Let's make some nades. They worked really well against these trees, but I'm gonna need a lot more. So let's automate them. Okay, one assembler won't be enough. How about 10? I forgot my power poles still can't reach, and I don't have 120 science to research them right now, so I'll just have to space out the assemblers. There we go. Lockheed Martin would be proud. After mass ecological destruction, we can finish the wall. With that out of the way, let's start working on green science. Easy peasy. Now let's rebuild the labs. There we go. Now I'll start researching the bigger power poles. Fluids act a bit weird, so this last lab gets science before the middle ones. The biters are attacking this wall more frequently, so I'll place some more turrets. Also, more power. Just like the ammo backs up in the exhaust for the turrets, so do the science packs for the labs. This base is slowly becoming just one huge buffer. Now that we've got bigger power poles, let's start working towards blue science. We'll research assembly machine 2s and engines. And while we wait for the engines, I'll upgrade these science assemblers. Next up is fluid handling. Yeah, I think we've got that down already. Now we'll do oil processing, start upgrading the labs, then tool belt. Green science needs to catch up, so I'll make a second setup for it. Oh, and I'll place radars everywhere so I can see the whole base at once. It would also be nice to tap into the biters' communications, but that's a job best left to the NSA. The iron patch is slowly drying out. Gotta make sure to keep an eye on that. Now let's enclose some oil. Building these walls is actually kind of relaxing. There we go, but I'm not gonna add the turrets until we actually need them. Let's set up the pump jacks. Plug them in, then we can do some basic oil refining. Only one refinery though, we don't need that much plastic yet. Oh, I forgot to research plastic. There it is. I'll research red circuits next. Oh, I always forget about coal. I'll run a pipe in a minute, but a chest will do for now. We've got plastic. And there's red circuits. Next up is sulfur. Now that I've got plastic over here, let's set up the red circuits. Medium power poles make this a lot easier. There's sulfur. You could still research stack inserters, but you can't make them. I'll do steel furnaces next. Now we're making red circuits. And there's steel furnaces. Faster labs and more power. Up next, let's start on blue science and then gates for convenience. I'll also run that coal line I was talking about. Nice. We're going to need sulfur for blue science, and then we'll need sulfuric acid later on for blue circuits, so might as well set them both up now. There we go. I'll go put the acid on the bus, and I'll do sulfur in a minute. And let's put down another refinery for petroleum. And there's the sulfur line. I'll tear down the labs again since we need to add blue science. I really should have planned ahead more. These science buffers are insane. Okay, let's get started on the science. Red circuits and sulfur are already done, so all we really have to worry about is the engines. Oops, didn't mean to mix those. After some waiting, a refinery upgrade, and some more waiting, we're making blue science. Time for yet another lab design with no forward thinking. Can't wait to tear this down again. Let's hook her up. The biters attacked our oil outpost, but that's fine. I'll just rebuild and add a few turrets. Although I do have to run this massive pipe for ammo now. There we go. Also, yes, I know the throughput on pipes this long is awful, but I'm a patient man. Sometimes. Let's start working towards construction robots. Next up is batteries. But it's a tad slow, so we'll have to do some lab research speed first. Next, we'll do advanced oil processing. I forgot steel. Now, lubricant. I was going to keep the advanced oil setup small, but using the wrong ratios hurts me physically, so full-size build it is. There's lube. Next up is electric engines. There it is. Still working on the refineries, though. Now for robotics. Almost done with the refineries, just need the chemical plants now. There we go, all done. Now I'll place this pump, and there's robotics. Now we can research construction robots. Almost forgot about the lubricant. Let's run that up to the bus. And there's construction robots. Some mining productivity couldn't hurt. And that's lube on the bus. Just kidding, I'm missing a single pipe. There we go. Now let's make some robots. I'll tell you what, expanding the bus is a lot easier with pipes. There's mining productivity. I'll do another level. Our iron supply is starting to get a little bit anemic, so I'll have to use pumps to prioritize making pipes. After green circuits, we just need engines for the electric engines. But due to our low iron supply, this will probably take a while to get going. Now we need batteries, so let's set those up. Super easy, if it weren't for our lack of iron. Now we're just waiting on gears for engines, but we're starting to lose quite a lot of mining capacity. Around 5 minutes later, we've got engines running, in a metaphorical sense, of course. Now that we're starting to make robot frames, I'll let those stockpile while I set up some landfill production. Let's cross this little river and take out this biter nest. Now that the nest is gone, we can start setting up a wall to capture this iron. First, we're going to need some red circuits to make roboports, and we should probably turn the robot frames into actual robots. There we go. It looks like the fluid system isn't quite airtight, excuse the pun. Every once in a while, I randomly lose a single unit of fluid. Kind of annoying. Whatever. I'll expand the robot network, then we can get to work on that wall. I'll also automate mining drills so the bots can build them later. I'm going to build the walls of the new wall by hand still. Using bots would take a long time. Wait a second, all the walls are backwards. You know what would be nice? Personal robots. I'll definitely want them later, so might as well research them now. There we go. I'll hook up the pipes for ammo, and we can start running a pipe for the iron ore. There's solar panels. Now I can research the personal ones. I'll make some modular armor and some solar panels for it. Personal roboport, now for personal batteries. And 2 levels of worker robot speed. Now that I'm all kitted out, let's start setting up miners. There we go. More miners means more production, which means more power. Once again, it's time to tear down the labs. New design will be able to accept every kind of science pack at once. I'm finally thinking forward a little bit. But it's a tad overkill since I don't plan on making military science or space science. Oh well. I'll put as many as I can fit over here. I'll hook everything back up to the labs. We aren't smelting the iron ore as fast as we are mining it, so it's time for another furnace array. Oh, I forgot about cliffs. Let's start researching cliff explosives. Ignore the fish. Cliff explosives are done. I'd go set those up, but there's a ton of spitters attacking the oil outpost. Looks like it's time to pipe the ammo all the way out here. Okay, now I can make cliff explosives. And the new smelting array is done. Now for the most important part of any base. Lamps. I'll research logistics robots, but I don't really use them that much. I was trying to figure out a way to make the turrets not hoard so much ammo, but every idea I came up with was stupid. Really annoying, honestly. Speaking of really annoying, or more like terrifying, we're starting to run out of coal. That doesn't sound too bad until you consider the vast quantities of coal required to keep these boilers running. the steam engines are already starting to shut down. The nearest coal patch is dead north, so we're going to have to expand again. I'll start working on the wall and take out the nests that are a bit too close. Power satisfaction is suboptimal, and since I'm using robots to build the new wall, the power draw is even worse. I have some wood laying around, guess I'll use that. I'll also disconnect the power from the main bit of the base, which also turns off our iron supply, so we should probably hurry up on this wall. Well, hold on. Most of the materials needed for the bots are in the main part of the base, so we gotta plug it back in. Otherwise, nothing will be built. Logistics bots are done, but it's not really helpful right now. Not again. Building this wall is slow, but it's not unbearable. I've got to take out this little nest inside the walls, but I don't have any grenades, so I'll have to abort for now. For some weird reason, we aren't making repair packs? Weird. Oh, I guess you just can't fluidize repair packs. That's annoying. Oh right, power. Back to work. With all the internal binders gone, let's continue. Well, most of the wall is done. I'll just set up coal mining a bit early. And there we go. Now I just need to plug it in. Now that power is happy again, I need to start worrying about biter attacks again. Well, these guys disappeared before I could even do anything, so that's cool. I'm going to work on giving the entire base Roboport coverage. Suddenly, we see a massive uptick in biter attacks. They seem to be coming from all sides at once now. Great. Now we have to switch gears and become a ton more defensive than before. Whoever put backtick next to the 1 key, I hate you. Also, biters are now inside the base. Fun. Attempt 1 at getting my stuff back failed. Got it. Now with that base done, we can go save the iron patch from the spitters. Moving around the base is taking a long time. I'll research cars. Now that the iron patch is saved, we can start... Oh, never mind. Cars are done. Great timing. I think I'll name this car Sheldon. These attacks are getting pretty rough. Let's fix that iron patch, kill off a small attack, fight off a big attack, protect the coal patch, defend against a medium attack, and then finally attack the biters at the source and end this run on sentence. We just can't seem to make enough ammo. Filling these walls is so insanely expensive. We're smelting the iron as fast as we can mine it, but it's just not enough. I can't see where the attacks on the iron are coming from, but if you pay close attention to the pollution cloud, you can spot the nests. It took a couple turrets, a bunch of grenades, a car, and some more research, but they're dead now. I think I'll name this car Sheldon Jr. Back on track, let's start researching modules. Productivity will help us make more ammo for cheaper. Speaking of ammo, we've made 63,000, but we've only used 2,000. Insane. Modules are done. Now I'll research productivity modules. With those also done, I'll upgrade a couple assemblers and deconstruct the others. You've got to be kidding me. Whatever, I'll just go kill some more nests. I want to limit my robot production, so I'll research circuit network. Unfortunately, you can't connect directly to the exhausts, but I can still use a pump. The upper wall is finished now, so I can deconstruct the old end cap. Since the exhausts hold so much ammo, it's taking a very long time. I'll help out. There we go, no more wall. Ammo is slowly filling up the walls. It's almost finished filling up the walls around the iron patch, but there's still a lot to fill on the west side of the base. Copper supply is starting to dwindle. Great. I'll ignore it for now. But you know what I can't ignore? Look closely at the animation on the assemblers. They clip through themselves all over the place, and the animation doesn't perfectly loop on the gears either. Woob, please fix. I'll distract myself by expanding copper smelting, including accidentally mixing sulfur into the copper pipes. Man, it's even worse close up. We could get some more copper up here at the tip of the base, but the ammo hasn't even made it there yet, so we might want to wait a bit longer. So, 10 items turns into 100 fluid, which means our red science pipes have 2,000 science packs just chilling in them, and almost 2,500 for green science. Keep in mind, this doesn't even include the amounts in the labs or the fluid exhausts. Such a massive waste. Oh well, let's work on purple science. With stone on the bus and the science researched, let's get to work. Rails, productivity modules, and one stone furnace later, if all goes well, purple science should start up in a few minutes. Attacks on the west side. Let's go deal with that. Okie dokie, let's expand red circuits some more, because next up is blue circuits. How about some more? Our iron patch is definitely not getting enough ammo to defend itself. Let's go help out. Hopefully this will do the trick. Blue circuits are done. Next up is low density structure. Man, these biters are tough, but I don't have any military science for more damage. Low density structure. Now we can research yellow science. Time to set up the blue circuits. Super easy. Yellow science. Only a few more things to do before we can launch the rocket. But since there's still quite a bit of time left in the video, I don't think it's going to be that easy. Oh well, let's start working on making the yellow science. Speed modules 1 and 2, but purple science is holding up level 3 due to a lack of red circuits. Looks like we need more copper wire and plastic. Oh duh, we only have one chemical plant for plastic, I forgot. There. Copper isn't as easy as plastic though, so I'll just stick modules into everything copper related. And I'll do another level of mining productivity. Hopefully all this productivity will help. Biters on the oil wall. Copper is still super unhappy. Looks like we have to expand north. Hopefully the bots can crank out this wall pretty quickly. But there is this nest over here, a bit too close. Let me grab some more nades and then we can take a crack at it. Shoot. Now I have to lure the biters away from my body. Got it. Let's keep trying. Around 10 minutes later, they're finally dead. Now we can tear down the old middle. We still aren't getting enough ammo to the iron wall. I'd go take out the nest that's causing the attacks, but it's got a lot of worms and it's quite far away from the base, so I'll pass. I'm putting speed modules in all of the iron miners, because we're still not mining it fast enough to keep up with demand. And you know what would reduce the iron demand for the turrets? Not using them. Let's research flamethrowers to lighten the load. Now I just need to handcraft the military science. There they go again. Here comes the science. There, flamethrowers. Luckily I left enough room in the blueprints for the flamethrowers. Forward thinking? No, just pure luck. So here's the new design, and I'll set up some production for the flamethrowers. I'll place the blueprint, hook up the oil, and save the oil outpost from attack yet again. Revenge. Great, iron wall again. We've made so much ammo, yet we still haven't filled the pipes. It's infuriating. Okay, fine. Ammo gets priority. The attacks just never stop. Whatever. Let's get the copper. There we go. Now we just need to wait for the pipes to be placed. Increased mining capacity means time for more power. Again. We've got a lot more copper now, so I'll set up a second copper smelter. The biters keep expanding super close to the wall. Fun. We need 200 more flamethrowers, and I don't think one assembler is going to cut it. Not that I can fix it right now, because every time I finish defending one side of the base, there's another attack on the other side, and every subsequent attack is getting massively bigger. After the attacks calmed down for a little bit, I expanded the production. And then immediately it got worse again, including a few breaches now. We really need these flamethrowers as soon as possible. Now it's just a dance between defending from biters and trying to speed up flamethrower production. Great, they made it inside again. They are destroying the iron wall faster than it can be repaired at this point, but the flamethrowers are almost done over here, so I just need to place a few more. Hopefully that'll do the trick. They seem to be working. We only need 50 more. After some handcrafting, we should have full flamethrower coverage. Back to actually working on science. We're out of stone, so I'll have to move this wall up a tad to get to this stone patch. There we go. I've also been researching projectile damage in the background. Only a few more turrets need ammo. We should back up on ammo soon. Finally. And we're about to cross 250,000 total ammo produced. That's insane. The pipes are starting to back up now, but wouldn't it be really funny? Nah, that's a terrible idea. And with that assembler stopping, we're finally full on ammo. Okay, back to research. Productivity module 2s and 3s. Speaking of productivity, let's pretend that these modules are Frank's Red Hot Sauce because I put that shit on everything. Prod 3 is done, and I just realized I forgot to set up yellow science. First up is low density structure. The hardest part is definitely the flying robot frames, but they're not too bad. Oh, and let's make concrete for the rocket silo in advance. I always forget about the iron ore. Looks like we've got a shortage of green circuits and steel, so time for more green circuits. New design, just because it looks cooler. We still need to fix steel, but I've got a better idea. Let's just use less steel. We don't need this many labs, and it's a total waste of science to let it all just chill in the exhaust, so let's remove most of them. Draining the system is going to take a while. After dumping all the science into chests, it's obvious that we don't need to make any more. Man, that's a lot of wasted materials. Purple and yellow do get to stay though. Let's continue researching. And we still don't have enough steel. Man, and I haven't even turned on low density structure yet. Well, it's all hooked up. Just need to wait for steel. Research is pretty slow since we only have 3+1 labs, but I know just the trick. Beacons with speed modules. 245% speed. Pretty good. Steel looks like it's finally starting to catch up, so now we can make the robot frames. I'll also turn on low density structure production, but the biters just had to ruin the moment. Speed modules are done. Next up is rocket fuel. And we're starting to make yellow science. Yippee! For rocket fuel, we'll need solid fuel. Easy enough. There's rocket fuel. Hardly a challenge to automate. Let's run that pipe up and then hook up yellow science. Now for rocket control units. I'll set up the speed modules while that researches. There we go. Now we just need to wait. Oh, and power. There we go. Let's start researching the silo and make the rocket control units. The 5-1 labs are too slow, so I'll place some additional temporary ones. 20 minutes later, the silo is researched. I'll tear down all the production that doesn't help us build rocket parts. I forgot to limit the chest to 10 stacks for the concrete. Dang, gotta wait now. After collecting all the materials and waiting for concrete, let's make the silo. I'll throw it next to the crashed ship for poetic reasons, and put 4 productivity 3 modules I've been saving in it. Let's hook everything up. There we go. The buffers in the pipes last quite a while, but I do need more rocket control units. A few more assemblers couldn't hurt. And the rocket is finally done. Let's ride this puppy into the sunset. I'd like to take a moment to thank my supporters on Ko-fi. Their support lets me misuse comedic timing. And that's all for today. My name's DocJade. Bye-bye.